3 years ago, Swan Cycling Accessories was born. We make reflective leg bands for cyclists and safety vests that go over a backpack. And now we make penny bags and shoulder bags made from offcuts of awning canvas. The initial idea was to use beautiful discarded materials to make interesting objects, and to make those objects for cyclists primarily. It's an interesting thing behind it. Anyway, ignore that big blob. Swan, the tyre swan, is the character that represents the ethos of Swan, the business. That's a representation of Swan. And that is taking something that's been discarded and reusing it for something useful. So there are challenges and choices that we have to make in a business that uses reclaimed materials, and they're mainly to do with sourcing. It's about devising new systems to buy to get discarded materials from businesses who would otherwise throw those materials away, pay to throw those materials away. So it's developing relationships with industry, and this actually needs to happen over a wide range of industry because there's so much stuff, useful stuff, that's actually thrown away. There's also an importance on being creative in our business and bringing our interests into it. And this can be seen by a lot of our images have gardens, veggie gardens and chooks and things in them as promos or web images or whatever. And I don't think any of my bike shops actually read my poem that I spent a very long time creating. I'm not a poet. And the other thing is about practicing what we preach. This image is about going to an event on the train with all our gear and in a pram and a trolley. So it's about, in the materials that we choose, there's a lot of research about making sure that the new materials that we buy are the least damaging to the environment that we possibly can, and that usually that they're made in Australia, which we can for most of the materials, but not for some of them. And then there's choices in the office and workshop about 100% green power and post-consumer waste paper and these types of things. And then there's about minimal packaging. We just use cut up old bike tubes to hold things together, and just use as little packaging as we can. It did move. And then, it's also about travelling by public transport whenever we can as well. And the other big thing about the business is keeping it sustainable for ourselves, with little or no debt, so that there's less stress, about refining our designs to make it feasible to continue to make in Australia, and keeping the business contained while our family grows, because it's not a sustainable business for us if it interferes with our Sunday morning French toast. And so, in short, Swan just aims to be sustainable, obviously, for the planet as a whole, as well as for our family.